new premier partner, Snickerdoodle. They're putting 1 million DGen into supporting Farcaster's growth where your voice matters. Take their surveys, earn DGen, and help build the future of this platform. It's simple. Head to Snickerdoodle's Share to Earn channel, find and take the surveys, share them, and claim your rewards. Let's help shape this space together. And welcome Snickerdoodle to the GM Farcaster family. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, September 2nd, and you are here with Nownish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. And yes, it is Labor Day, but we just call it Monday. So we don't really take days off.
Happy Labor Day.
I think we're in founder mode. We don't take days off. There we go.
Exactly. Well, like I said, there's only one holiday that we observe.
And that is, go ahead, share with all.
That is Bitcoin Pizza Day, because
yes.
Farcaster exactly. is global, spans no boundaries, so we only celebrate the crypto holiday.
Exactly. So we are really excited to share that Snickerdoodle has joined us as a new partner, premier partner, starting today. And we just dropped an NFT for that, but I am missing the link at the moment. So Adrian, if you wouldn't mind, go grab that from the GM Farcaster channel or my profile, because I thought I had it up, but I think I did that thing where I closed it again. I think that was one of the ones I closed.
Don't even need to ask.
You know. So we're very excited. So if you're not familiar, Snickerdoodle is doing a couple different things right now. And one is they are going to be serving ads in frames where you earn rewards for watching those ads. And I actually found a brand new thing that I didn't know existed just the other day from watching one of the ads. So it was pretty cool. It was a way to pay your normal bills with your crypto. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I forgot the name now, which is not a good ad for this. But anyway, so super excited. Go check out right now they're working on the state of Farcaster and gathering data about us. So, which is really cool. I've seen some of the results already, and it's really cool pulling together on-chain as well as survey data, putting it all together. And we're going to talk about that on the 13th when we do our 24-hour space. Part of that is going to be sharing with you the State of Farcaster report and kind of going through sort of the learnings there. And I'm super excited about that. So get ready for that. And this morning, we also dropped a little NFT to all of our hypersub, including those who are no longer active. But I did it anyway because I was just really excited. So I sent it to all of you. So whether you have an inactive or active hypersub with us, you get a cute little NFT. So it's really cute. I like it. It has a little cookie on it. So it just was too cute to not share more widely. So there you go. Or if you are not one of our hypersub, you really should be, but also go check this out. You can mint it for yourself on Zora. All right, moving on.
What goes really good with a cup of coffee?
I mean, right? Exactly. Yeah, you can get a biscotti if you prefer, but I think a Snickerdoodle cookie and a coffee is pretty good. So moving on, this in Purple right now. Purple has launched their latest retro round, and it is with Octant. So they've got a matching grant. So 10 ETH up for grabs for Farcaster builders. Please, if you are building something on Farcaster and you've been working over the past 3 months, please jump into this retro round. You can do that in the /Purple channel. And this is the GM Farcaster application in here. So if you are a Purple holder, or even if you're not, we'd love you to give it a little like and go check out our stats for where we're at right now. It's pretty exciting. So there you go. And a little bit of a summary of all the things we've done in the past 3 months, including Cast Out. And we dropped a Here for the Art with Brian Morris. And we have another one coming this week from Renee Campbell. That will be out on Wednesday. It's being sent to all of our active We'll be airdropped it, and then it will be available to Mint as well. And we have a podcast with her coming out on Thursday. So we're going to do a watch party on Thursday. I forgot to put that on our schedule for this week, unfortunately. But it will be added to the schedule. And speaking of the schedule, here's what's going on this week. It's very exciting. We've got GM Farcaster live right now, presented by Snickerdoodle. Then on Wednesday, also big news, we're going to have our next premier partner premiering with Base, and then a regular show Friday, plus a GM in the PM for Farcaster Fridays. So very excited about that. So make sure you join us if you're not going to a live event. But you should go to a live one if you can, because it would be much more fun. But if you can't, come hang with me. Okay, so this is like the big news everywhere right now. On Twitter, on Morphcast. Paul Graham dropped a new essay and everybody just went, what is it? It's been a minute. This crew likes some Paul Graham. So one of the underrated joys of reading PG essay is checking out the heavy hitters who helped with the drafts. So that was pretty impressive. I will agree. And then everybody was going into founder mode. What I really liked about this one was Horseback has changed founder mode to goblin mode and has said that, yeah, this is what the FC team is running on, goblin mode, not founder mode. If you missed this was a new essay, like I said, on paulgraham.com. And it talks about a Y Combinator event last week where Brian Chesky gave a talk about founders versus managers, essentially, and those kind of modes, and talking about scaling from the perspective of being told mostly that the way to scale is to hire folks, hire good folks, and let them do their thing, which has been conventional wisdom and oftentimes doesn't always work. So I thought this was really interesting, but also I don't know that it's that groundbreaking. Like, I feel like that's been happening. Maybe we just didn't give it a name, but it doesn't feel like it's really new information, but maybe just a new name for this information.
I kind of felt the same way. I was like, is this Emperor's No Clothes? Why is
yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Anyway, I worked for a founder-led company for 10 years. And what's funny is, in my mind, it almost operated like a manager company. Like everything that, like the way it was run was like very manager focused in terms of like, we're empowering managers to do things. Like if you read the traditional kind of manager style. So I always like identified as like, oh yeah, I'm kind of professional manager, clear managerial class. And then I like, when I think back, I'm like, oh, but duh, it was still founder led until it wasn't. And then not great things happened. So,
and I mean, you do get to a point.
They just,
you do.
They care in a way.
It's a different motivation. I think you're thinking about your legacy, not just your bottom line as well. And you're caring for a baby, essentially. So it's a little different kind of approach. But we've seen that throughout time of like, even, there's a lot of talk about Steve Jobs, obviously, when he left and then came back, and the shift in the company after that. And so I think we've seen that many times, but there's plenty of examples too, though, of founders who stayed too long or couldn't adapt to a larger needed workforce or needed, a different style that was just necessary at some point. So I think there's a little bit of both that you can see. But what I'd love to see is more of an analysis of somebody like Brian Armstrong, who I feel like does operate in founder mode, but also empowers people who work for him. And this is just all based on who I've seen come from that environment and what they've gone on to do and the way in which they manage people. And so there's something there of this sort of maybe in between that is like, here's your in between of like founder led, founders still driving, but also like empowering those, hiring well and empowering those you hire, I guess is the better way to put it. I think there's some kind of combo there that probably finds the most success. So, great. Like, let's give me some more examples and let's figure out what works best. But yeah, so interesting. But everybody's in founder mode now. We're all in founder mode. By the way, this was funny.
This essay just must have struck some
Ash founder, Godspeed to anyone at a startup that's in senior management exec position. Yeah, tomorrow, maybe not. There might be some reorg. So we'll see.
It just seemed like the essay, like it just hit a chord. It struck a chord on people that are feeling sensitive about something. So
yeah, I think you're right. And this was also, Packy had a similar thought. Everyone loves founder mode this weekend until the average CEO starts applying it on Tuesday. So that's a great point. And then Kazi's, hold me back. I'm going founder mode. So also, I really wish that I love this piece of art, but I really wish it had come out like 2 seconds later, so it could be called founder mode. This really should be founder
or goblin mode.
Goblin mode. This is goblin mode. But I love this art. That's amazing. So anyway, founder mode. Let us know what you think. Are you in founder mode? If you're a founder, we're definitely in founder mode. But there's only 2 of us, and I like it that way. I don't want employees ever. Okay. In other news, chasing users. This is from Dan. Chasing users fleeing another platform is not a long-term valuable strategy. Effort is better spent trying to figure out the compelling reason for people to join the network independently. If you have that, then you can use sudden external entropy to help grow. But signups for the sake of signups don't matter. And what this is referring to is the issue with Brazil. So Brazil, it has now been blocked from using Twitter. Elon is having some legal issues with Brazil and is not complying with some orders there. Whether or not those orders are legal or whatever, or maybe legal is not the right word because it's legal in Brazil, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, there's a very long thread here that goes into all of it, and I'd highly recommend you check this out from Samir. It really kind of details out everything so you can get caught up on the situation in Brazil. But folks are leaving Twitter and going to other platforms. So there's been a push for why aren't we, encouraging more folks to come over here. And I actually had heard from somebody who was already on Warpcast. They just spent probably more time on Twitter, say that, okay, well, I guess I'll just be on Warpcast more now. So I think those who were already here from Brazil are probably going to just spend more time here, but I don't know that I kind of agree with Dan. Like, it's going to be hard at this point. It was something that kind of needed to be in motion like last week. Now it's kind of too late. So yeah. What do you think? Any thoughts on that? I hear a lot of them are going to Blue Sky. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't, who am I to argue with Dan?
But I think there was a play to be made. It just needed to be made before they were shut out of Twitter. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think there could have been a promotion done where the sign-up fee was waived or something along those lines. It could have happened, but it needed to it's too late now is my
and I agree that kind of like a single event is not going to be the thing that gives Farcaster a product market fit. I do think when there's kind of, though, if there's like an exodus off one platform, I mean, we saw this when there was like was it 2022 when everyone's kind of looking for the not Twitter replacement. Yeah. And we've talked about this in Farcaster a lot where, by the way, and I'm not on any of these other platforms, but so from what people have talked about on our feed is that a lot of the platforms kind of personality is it's not Twitter. Like they talk a lot about Twitter on other platforms, and we don't do that on Farcaster. It's like there has to be something that is better. But
we don't think about you at all.
But if you can't access, but if you don't no longer have Twitter at all, to use, maybe, I mean, product market fit is just, it does the same thing. It doesn't need to
Yeah.
necessarily be anything, but yeah, I think it like, you can't all of a sudden be like, okay, let's activate and
Yeah.
we'll onboard a country.
Yeah. Well, onboard a country just like that. I do think something probably could have been done before when the writing was on the wall, and it wouldn't have been a heavy lift, and it wouldn't, but I don't think it, but I agree, it probably wouldn't drive long-term
But it doesn't mean they
engaged
stay,
people.
right? It
Right.
doesn't mean they
Yeah,
stay. And I
exactly.
think what Dan just
Yeah.
keeps saying is, unless you're focusing on kind of like, if you have a leaky funnel, it doesn't matter. You can
Yeah.
spend all your effort bringing people in, but if you're not figuring out retention, it's like kind of wasted
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah. So, and I get that. I definitely get that. So anyway, but if you have a friend who's in Brazil and, maybe tell them to come join us. So, that's one way to go. In other news, some folks got their five-timer jackets and six-timer jackets, and I haven't seen today yet. So I don't know where, are you still in there? Did you make it?
Wasn't yesterday 7-timer?
Was it seven-timer yesterday? It might have
Already?
been.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still in there?
I think we're
just checking.
So I've gotten my daily reward, and I have some, so 7-timer, and there's 15 people.
So we're down to 15. Okay, because it was 16 at six-timer, so we lost somebody. Yeah. I thought we might lose you, Adrian. I was afraid.
I'm hanging in there.
I was afraid this weekend might be the end.
Please don't go to my feed and try to figure out like what works, because this is what I've decided. My casts aren't that good lately, like what I'm getting. So all of this, one, it's just in the top 100, and it's all based on, I believe, like the way I casted a year ago and created a following that people know who I am now. I've decided, because I'm very mid. My casts of the past week have been very mid. It's just
okay, but you're still hanging.
But I weirdly like a leaderboard, and I weirdly like competition. So it's kind of fun. And
you like to hang in there. Okay. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Where the heck did it? Where did it go? I lost it. Oh no. I know, I lost it. Oh, here's what I'm looking for. This is from Murtaza. Oh, say again.
Sorry, am I getting I'm on vacation mode again, so like it's probably my Wi-Fi is
every once in a while you're cutting out. Yeah.
All right. I was just going to congratulate the Curious Hermit, who's in our chat, who also
oh, cool.
Who also had 7 days, and
awesome. That's awesome.
Is actually
That's awesome. We've got a few. And then Murtaza said this, received another 5 USDC today. Expected, of course. That's what comes with being a world-class caster. It's the same way LeBron James isn't surprised when he scores a double-double, or Martin Scorsese knows he will direct an Oscar-winning film. It's called natural greatness. But I noticed there has been a vibe shift since I joined this exclusive club. I find that I no longer have time for normal chit-chat and pleasantries with the mob. When you have 5 USDC rolling in daily, life feels too short for such nonsense. When my boss calls me asking ridiculous questions like, why haven't you been in the office last 2 weeks, and why are all our corporate accounts showing overdrawn, I don't even bother engaging. I merely send them a screenshot of my 5 USDC deposit, hang up the phone, and 5 USDC is no longer just a lifestyle. It's a movement. And then Erica started to copy pasta. So little bit of coffee pasta going on that I enjoyed tremendously. So don't take this seriously, people. This is the part of the show where we're funny. Okay. Again, just to be clear.
Did you get rewards over the weekend?
It's not your worth. I have not gotten rewards since the first day, and I am okay with that. I am okay.
And you look great. Yeah, you look great. You're still standing.
I'm still standing. I'm still smiling. Amazing. I'm still casting. It changed nothing in my casting habits whatsoever. I've done the same.
Follow.
I'm really also, I have a little JOMO. I'm just happy for those who are still in the top, although I do really want a bracket. I want a bracket with the final 15 here. And I'm hoping that TLDR is listening and will accommodate my gambling habit. I would appreciate it. This from Horse Facts. I might get in trouble for posting this, so I'm going to delete it, but I think Dan is offline, so I'll leave this up a little while. They don't want you to know about this, but You can give your own 5 USDC top caster reward to anyone from the secret menu. By the way, can we just really quick, I need an appreciation moment for Horsefax, just because he cracks me up on a regular basis.
Like he's the best, and
Yeah. So
can you
funny.
just like imagine him in the office, like hiding away, typing from a secret room because Dan's offline.
But also then Dan recasted it, by the way. It's so funny.
So what's he showing in the video? What is the secret?
In the video,
what is the secret functionality?
You can go to anyone's profile and send them money. You just click that little pay button and you can send them USDC. So there you go. You can just pick your own top caster every day, and there you are. But I just thought that was really funny.
So like permissionlessly, you can just give away 5 USDC.
You can give away your own 5 USDC to the caster of your choice, who you feel is the best.
I didn't pull it. JCal tweeted something like in the last few days asking Elon for a product request and wanting to know when Elon would enable like micropayments. When Elon would enable tipping on X. Like when can we just
That's funny.
Yes, there was someone in the comments was like, we do this on Farcaster, but
like every day.
I just ignored it. Cool. But it was laughing. I was like, it's very hard. He has to get a license in every state.
Yeah, it is not easy. Okay, so this was really funny we have a new intern in town. The Magic Eden Sash founder. That was really nice. Yeah, see? And I'm still casting. There we go. I'm still casting. There you go. New song by Elton John coming out later today. This from the newest intern, Magic Eden. And by the way, it was really, really funny that at one point there was a back and forth with the Magic Eden intern, and somebody thought they were impersonating Magic Eden. Actually, Yes to Crypto did. And it was really funny. And then he realized as he was casting all about it that they were actually worked for the company. So this is from the new intern. I've been casting for 1.5 days and still haven't gotten my $5 stymie. Should I reconsider this internship? And so I sent them $5 worth of degen instead. So there you go. And then they did say their leaderboard is not their worth. The leaderboard is not my worth. The leaderboard is not my worth. Very quick learning intern here. So impressed. I have good hopes for this particular intern. I think they're going to do.
Yeah, when it comes to brand accounts, by the way, I think that is the boundary that brand accounts need to push up against, which is someone needs to maybe think, could this not be real? Like, is this not real?
Is this fake? Is this real chat?
Yeah. So that's the line to walk.
It was really funny to see that little back and forth, and then a realization like, oh, they are real. And there was a cast at one point by Magic Eden looking for an intern on Warpcast in particular. So that's where that all started. I have a feeling maybe we know the intern. I'm not sure. I literally don't have a particular person in mind, but their sense of humor feels familiar, and they seem to know a little bit. So they don't feel brand spanking new, but we'll see. Maybe we'll find out at some point. This from Ted, and she was replying to Dan's cast here. So I'm going to read Dan's first. If we were to work on channels as developer Lego, what should we improve? Decentralizing existing primitive doesn't drive network growth. So would have to offer something new, compelling. And this was from Ted. Since apparently the build another client, not a priority right now, doesn't drive long-term growth, etc., is the default response here, despite the general sense that channels are rushed, underexplored, potential new primitive, where the lack of prioritization and thoughtfulness has led to increased friction and a worse NUX. Is anyone building a channel-focused client? I'm incredibly excited about the promise of channels and promise to dedicate a portion of my energy and resources to exploring this with you and supporting you. I'm a force of nature, as some of you know, especially when I'm motivated by both the mission and someone telling me I'm wrong. So if you are interested in working with Ted on a channel specific client, go talk to her, because I think she's ready to roll. And this was all part of this back and forth discussion with Dan about what will and will not drive sort of the DAU that he's looking for. I do think that channels have the potential to do many things. I just don't know if we're quite there yet. But I think the first one that is going to be interesting to see is tabletop. I'm curious to see if Nerd can grow that into sort of its own standalone, or broaden that. And I know he's doing some work around that and chatting with devs and things like that. So we'll see. But I think that yeah, I'm watching the Nouns experiment. So Nouns funded 3 different projects to be developed for a Farcaster specific Nouns client. It's a little different than other types of channels, because you're talking about a pre-existing community. But I think we've got a ways to go, because I've seen also some of the challenges with that experiment. So, and I think the biggest challenge to all of this is Warpcast, honestly, because it's still a better client. So I think I do agree with that is a challenge to be solved by somebody who has a better idea. So
yeah,
bring your A game for this one.
And if you need to motivate Ted to do something, just tell her she's wrong.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that
don't
does
tell
it.
us that, Ted. Now we know.
It also works for me, but don't do that. Please don't. Also works for me often. Okay, moving on. I thought this was also an interesting discussion. This was from Nicholas. First, he had said, Warpcast needs a proof of humanity partner. I'm not replying to people because I just don't know. And then he went on to say, Dan will likely say proof of humanity won't drive QDAO. Yes, he will. And I respect the commitment to focus, but a public broadcast social media where everyone is real world would genuinely be new. I can believe that Farcaster, faced with cutting edge bots, would develop a tangibly new experience by pragmatically solving its own real and present problem. I have a feeling this, we've already got some LLMs at work, or AI work with bot or not, and trying to sort of dive into, is this person real? Is this not real? Yeah, that has to get better, and there has to be a better way. But I think we'll get there. I really do. I think that it's just a matter of time. But I don't necessarily think that the Merkle team will do it. We'll see.
Yeah. And I actually think Dan won't say proof of humanity won't drive QDAO. What Dan will say is the problem is not the bots. The problem is uninteresting. Like these are actually content. Humans using LLMs and maybe doing things, but it's humans. So it's not really, I can do proof of humanity and you're still not going to be happy.
Good point. Yeah, because not everybody they can be human, but just low effort replies and things like that. Wow.
Nice callback.
Wow. And speaking of proof of things, this is from July. Hello, y'all. An update on Faust and where things are with Rock. A few months ago, we announced that we're building Rock, what we called a reality oracle computer. We've been hard at work on it for the past few months, and it's taking a lot longer than we thought. So in the meantime, we decided to build a smaller scope version beta dev kit of what we'll be announcing soon. We'll have more details soon, but here are some thoughts on the progress below. So go take a look if you are interested in what July is building. But this is kind of related to being able to designate what's real and what's not in terms of AI, and being able to connect that with the real world. So similar to what Nicholas was just talking about. So that's what I mean by, I think this will come, but it may not come in the way that we think. So
yeah.
And if you're not following July, you need to. First of all, just one of the most interesting, one of the most interesting men in the world. Just Giuseppe's in front of him at all times.
Who's not following July?
I don't know. Really should be.
But
if you aren't,
July really as well, so you can.
Yeah, you definitely have to go follow July. A few other things happening on the timeline. Here's some details on how to earn Moxie to you and your fans. This is from Beta Shop by using Farhouse in September. Oh, let me get the big one. This will be easier. Register in the frame. You need to have your own fan tokens, and then Farhouse room you host, you will earn Moxie based on the FAR scores of the participants, with a split between the host and the fans. So really interesting approach, and you had to register to earn it in this way. And 480 Farcasters have already registered to earn Moxie for themselves and their fans by hosting Farhouse audio rooms. So interesting way to connect these two things for sure. I think and the reason I'm sort of highlighting that is I think this is the way in which we'll be heading in the future to rewarding for content, rewarding for consuming content. So we're seeing that with this experiment with Moxie and Farhouse. We're seeing that with Snickerdoodle and ads, where instead of just giving your data away, you're getting paid for that. So I think we're going to see more and more of that. And I'm kind of here for these experiments for sure. But also I'm keeping in mind, show me the incentive, I'll show you the outcome. So keeping that in mind as well, because there will be moments of things that we didn't want to incentivize, and then we'll have to iterate and adjust. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Are you saying I'm going to go hire people and get them to watch ads or somehow
No.
I'm
I wasn't
getting a
even
bot farm
thinking
to
about
watch
that.
ads? Oh, to listen to podcasts and
Someone
get paid?
will.
Someone will. I mean, don't do.
Someone will. Don't do this, but someone will. Quick announcement from Base regarding nodes. If you're a Base node operator on mainnet, please ensure you upgrade to V0.10.2 or higher by September 11th to be able to continue to operate without issue following the upcoming Granite hard fork. Hard fork will occur on September 11th. So if you're running a base node, make sure to adjust accordingly. Did want to shout this out. Chic Bangs on her latest Higher FM, and it was with Robin, at Robin, who we just adore. So go check that out. I have not had a chance to listen yet. I don't know if you have. I totally forgot to listen live on Saturday, but I'm excited to go give that a listen. We do love Robin, so very cool. Also, shout out Riley Beans with this announcement. I'm excited to have accepted the role of editor-in-chief of EIC.eth, a quarterly magazine reporting on the Ethereum ecosystem. I have written many pieces on the space over the past 3 years. With a background in print and on-chain media, I look forward to working with talented writers to tell our stories for tons of issues to come. And this was very exciting. And I just wanted to show, I loved their last, cover, because if you look down here, right here, there's a little Nounish Pengu that I was responsible for getting created. So I was really happy to see it on the cover along with the Bitwise co-founders. It was about them, but for me, it was about the penguin.
But look at the penguin.
Look at the penguin. It made me very happy. So last couple things. I do want to shout out this AMA by Dan. If you want to dive into his brain a little bit more, go read through the replies here. Also want to give a shout out to Cassie, who is in the process of launching Equilibrium, which is a decentralized Discord-ish type of client, type of thing, but also a little bit AWS, and I don't fully understand it. But Cassie, we definitely have to have you on, because I do think it's brilliant, but also it was really interesting to read this thread. It is long and involved, so I don't want to even attempt to dive into it, but it was a really great sort of discussion of her experience with fundraising from venture capital for Equilibrium and the challenges she had with not wanting to give token warrants, in other words, to give basically a free bunch of tokens to the VCs. because she wants those to be gained through node operators only, and really dove in, and it was super interesting to hear her kind of dive in and share all of what she's been going through. And yeah, did you want to add to that?
No, I just have so much respect for Cassie. She's so principled, and it's like you go on these social media sites and it is like inundated with venture capital porn in terms of like everyone glamorizing this is how VC is and this, and then there still is the secret of like you don't really talk about what's happening, and unless you're in, and I think Cassie has shown. I mean, she's just so honest and on the feed and principled, and I think I just give her a lot of credit for sharing her experience and staying true to her principles, because I think it's rare.
Yeah. Agree. And I think that I definitely want to dive in, chat with her. We've been trying to find some time to have her swing by and chat with us and tell us more about what she's building and sort of dive into a little bit of that. I'd love to understand more about what's involved with running a node for Equilibrium, mostly for just like to support, but I have no idea if I have the technical expertise needed for that sort of thing. So
yeah, so shout out if you're if anyone's running a Q node.
Yeah, we'd love to know more. Yeah, we'd love to know how it's going. For
slide
sure.
into our DMs.
Yeah, slide on in. All right. And Cassandra, that's funny. That is it. Anything else that I have missed today? We ran a little bit over, but not too bad today.
I don't know. I think it felt like a quiet weekend.
It felt a little quiet. Just want to shout this out one more time. This is the fun little mint for our new partnership with Snickerdoodle. So go give that a look and mint it if you would like. Don't speculate. We have no idea if we'll be doing anything with it, but you never know.
Not a security. Okay. This is a JPEG. This is a JPEG of a coffee cup with a Snickerdoodle cookie.
That is not a security.
Our partnership with Snickerdoodle, and we love you, and it is not a security.
I wonder if Gary Gensler has a wallet. I would love to send him one.
No.
Just start spamming Gary Gensler, like just random NFTs. No speculative value. See, Ted and I are similar. Tell us no. We kind of want to do it. So yes, and as always, not financial advice, not legal advice. Don't send Gary Gensler anything. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. All righty. And with that, we will be back on Wednesday, our regular time. We're excited to have Snickerdoodle on board, and we'll be welcoming Base on Wednesday as a premier partner. So lots of fun things happening. And with that, we shall say bye-bye.